As most of you all know, my name is Janelle, and I will be with you this evening. And we're still in this business series, and tonight we're going to be talking about courteous business language. What does exactly courteous mean? Courteous means marked by polished manner or to be considerate to others. So I'm going to put this in here. To be considerate to others. And of course in the business world we all like it when people are considerate or kind or listen to us. And so tonight we're going to teach you how to do this in the English language. So next time you're with clients or customers or vendors, you can do this in a way to make them feel comfortable. Well, before we get started, as most of you all know, I love to talk with students, so please feel free to write in any questions or any comments you might have, and we'll see if we can help you out during this special session. So let's get started together. We have an introduction here. It says that international business can be challenging, as communicating respectful, courteous intentions is not only a question of language learning, but also of developing an awareness of different culture, values, and corresponding courteous expressions. And this is true. It's not only about language, but it's about having different cultures. So when you're dealing, tonight mainly we're going to be focusing on Western culture. Some of you were with me last week when we had that class on culture, Western culture class. So tonight, since obviously you can see I'm a Westerner, this is the culture I can only really talk about very well and explain to you. So with that in mind, we're going to talk about how to be courteous or be polite and kind to people in the Western business world. Now this session looks specifically at being courteous in English to help you choose words and expressions that will not be perceived as impolite or strange in English language business situations. What's this mean, perceived? Means to think it is. To think it is whatever, blah, blah, blah. Here it means to think it is impolite. Some people think if you say this or that is impolite. So tonight in this session we'll teach you in the English language what might be considered as impolite or not appropriate in business settings. So let's review here our 10-step program we're going to talk about tonight. 10 things that we need to try to remember. Here they are. Being indirect, situational awareness, polite requests, polite responses, polite negative responses, polite greetings, thank you, polite closings, being polite when you're in a rush, being polite with limited English skills. Notice a common thread. Everything is revolved around being polite. And to win customers or clients, often we need to maintain being polite at all times. In this way, they will feel more acceptable to what you are offering them. All right, let's start with number 1, being indirect. Let me go back. Being polite with limited English. Ah, good. Catherine says the last one is the most important to her. All right. Well, when we get there, we'll make sure we spend a little extra time, Catherine, so we can help you improve your politeness even though limited English. All right. So, in general, the more indirect you are, let's say that again, you say something, the more polite you'll seem. Being too direct is often perceived as impolite. Still, if you are overly indirect, you could come off as being too polite or even strange. The challenge is figuring out where that fine line is between being too direct or too indirect. I'm going to give you an example. You know, in Chinese culture, here in Taiwan, I notice a lot of you seem to be direct. For example, when I first came here, many of you would say in a very direct way to me,